Hello, I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about clinical supervision in private practice, around the delivery of clinical supervision. Once you've been in private practice for a few years, you're fully booked, you're busy with clients, you're going to start to think about how you can diversify your expertise. And bringing on supervisees is another great way. It's another income stream, it's a very different energy. And I've really enjoyed it over the last few years, bringing in supervisees into my clinic. And they're often a long term relationship as well, much longer than what you'd see therapy clients for. So I want you to consider a few things if this is a path that you're going to go down. And there's an issue that came up in I'm part of a peer supervision group as well. And I just wanted to kind of raise awareness to it and some things I've changed in my contract as a result. So if you're thinking of delivering clinical supervision in private practice, from all the professional bodies that I've looked at, I can't see that there's any specific requirements that you need to have any training. That is a question I get asked a lot. It is, however, indicated as really good ethical practice to have some training in supervision before you deliver supervision. I did my training with the Compassionate Mind Foundation. Wendy Wood and Kate Luker put on supervision training now and again. You can have a look at the website. And I really enjoyed it and found it really useful. So first, think about getting some training, although it's not mandatory. You want to have good support around you. So like I just mentioned, for my supervision, my clinical supervisor will also supervise me in the delivery of clinical supervision. She's happy to do that. And also, I'm part of a peer group supervision group. So there's about five or six of us that get together on a monthly basis and we discuss our supervisees. So I have a few means of supervision. I absolutely love supervision. It's paramount and fundamental to my clinical practice. And I think, especially in private practice, you can sometimes feel a little bit isolated. So having that support around you is really nice. I'd always recommend having a couple of supervisors in private practice, just in case one goes off on holiday or somebody's sick, you're in an emergency situation, you want to get hold of somebody. I think having two, even if you don't use them regularly, that can be useful, having a couple of names and emails of people you can reach out to. So other things to think about if you're going to start delivering clinical supervision is about having a contract with your supervisees. So very similar to a therapy agreement, you'll have an agreement with your supervisees around how the sessions will work, what their expectations are, cancellations, payments, all things like that, about what to do if risk comes up or you get concerned about a supervisee's conduct or their ability to practice. Those discussions need to be had in the initial few sessions that you have with your supervisee. You have to check with your insurance company to make sure that they will support you in delivering supervision as well as one-to-one therapy. And you also need to take notes when you have a supervisee, just in the same way you would therapy. I've made some notes here, see if I think that's everything that I wanted to cover in that section. So I mentioned that I have supervision with some peers. So we discuss our supervisees and I deliver group supervision for the CFT diploma as well. So which delivering group supervision is quite different because you have a number of people to manage. And during group supervision, I've what's come up a couple of times in recent months is that supervisors have had supervisees that for different reasons have had to stop clinical practice because of being unwell and other personal reasons, or they've just cancelled their supervision and the supervisor has struggled to get hold of them. And we were thinking about this, and because delivering supervision is a distinct clinical role and responsibility. You're supporting somebody manage their caseload. You often know many of their clients, you know what their struggles are, you know what the risks are. And if you have concerns about one of your supervisees, what do you do and who do you go to? Now, you can go to their professional body, but we wondered if it would be also worth adding something to the contract, and I've made a note below of what we've added, because in private practice, there is an requirement that you have a clinical will in place. So if for any reason you have to stop your practice, you have to put it on hold for any reason, there are a number of people that are going to support you in letting your clients know that you're not able to attend appointments and things like that. So it's really good practice. This has to be in place. If you're registered with the BABCP, it is a requirement that you have this in place. I'll link to all the templates and everything below, so you can, if you've not got that in place, you can get that in place quite quickly. It needs to be reviewed on a regular basis. But we thought that if you've got supervisees, that it's going to be really useful to know a bit about their clinical will, who you can get in touch with, just for safety reasons, really. So I'm adding a new paragraph to my supervisees contracts. I'm going to be rolling that out over the next few months. And because I'm putting that in my practice, I thought I'd share it here, but also get you thinking about delivering clinical supervision. If it's a bow you want to add to your belt, is that the saying, of your private practice? Maybe you want to. I would definitely recommend it. I really love seeing every one of my supervisees. So I hope you found this helpful, and if you've got any questions, pop them below.